confidence coach, sex educator,
Yeah.
wife, mother,
Yes.
MC.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. I wear multi hats. I'm multi-dimensional.
You are.
Yeah.
You're multidimensional. I tell people this, I think sometimes when people look at us as twins and sisters, and for those of you who are out there who don't know.
Because they're about to say it. They're gonna say, I didn't know she was a twin. I had no idea. Steve Harvey got twin daughters. Yes. All right. Let's just do that. Let's get that out the way. Yeah.
You got out of the way. We
Yeah.
are twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are twins. But you know what? I think sometimes, Karli, and I want to start this off in this conversation because you and I are twins. We lived together for the majority of our lives.
Yeah.
We lived together until you got married.
Yes. Yeah.
We went to college together.
Yes.
We were roommates.
Yes.
All of those things.
Yes.
And I think sometimes people may think that we may not operate in boundaries in our relationships. And we have real clear boundaries.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes our relationship healthy, and I think that what is one of the aspects that helps us continue to thrive is the fact that we give each other the space that we need in order for us to win in each area of our life. Like we don't overstep.
Yeah.
We give each other the space and grace. And there are also times where we may say something that might be out of pocket to one another. And then we say, all right, I'll talk to you later. All right. All right. That's a boundary too. Just getting off the phone. When you know you've done something, you said something you shouldn't have said. That's you know what? Let me remove myself. That's a boundary.
It is a boundary. One of the things with you are about to celebrate 10 years in marriage, which is a great milestone.
It is.
Yeah, it's a great milestone.
Yeah, millions didn't make it.
Millions didn't make it.
Okay, millions didn't make it. Many are called.
But few.
Well, I don't know if they're chosen or they just, it get tricky up in it.
Yeah.
It get tricky.
I can imagine. But one of the things I said to you in my toast as your maid of honor,
yes,
is that I will always be a friend to the marriage.
Yes.
And I believe over this 10 years, I have served as a friend to your marriage.
Yeah, I think it was beautiful. I think it takes time to really understand what that really means.
Yeah.
How do we encapsulate what does being a friend to the marriage, what does that mean? Being a friend to the marriage does not mean giving your unsolicited advice or opinion. Being a friend to the marriage says, hey, are you looking to vent right now? Are you looking for just a safe space to vent, or are you looking for advice? Sometimes I'm just looking for a place to vent. And the one thing in venting with my sister is that I won't say she ever quite takes my side. If you're looking for that, I think that's also a part of being a friend, is not taking a side. Because if I call my sister to call you to complain, or, just have a passionate conversation about grievances, there's no HR to go to in a marriage,
Right.
There's no human resources department. So, sometimes, when our therapist isn't available, I use my friend, But even with that, you always tell me, you say, now, what did you do? Because I've known you your whole life.
I have known you 42 years. And I got a head start on everybody.
She said, you ain't easy.
You listen.
No.
And you've made a carbon copy of yourself with
and my son.
With
yes.
BJ.
I hate parenting myself. I hate it. It's very ghetto. Very ghetto, ladies and gentlemen, because I have the boy version of me.
Yeah.
And so as witty as I am, as funny, and, as quickly as I can snap back.
Yeah.
Yes. My son is he's equal.
He's just as
he
quick.
holds up the mirror to me. Yeah. And so, sometimes it's hilarious. I'm parenting a person who makes me laugh. He cracks me up. And then there are times where I'm like, oh my God, get the bill, And then I'm like, oh, you don't hit your kids. Don't hit your kids.
Don't hit your kids. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Let's just skip over that.
I will. I don't have a problem with that. But here's the thing, I think, Karli, too, is, you've evolved so much, right?
Yeah.
Most people don't know that you started off your career as a hairstylist.
Yes.
You were a hairstylist and wardrobe stylist for many years.
Yes.
Worked out in L.A. under Elgin Charles for the legendary Elgin Charles.
Mm-hmm. Went to Vidal Sassoon for hair school after college. Yeah.
And then you moved here to Atlanta. So you've always been, your hair, of course, when people see her, her hair is always laid. If it's not laid, it's under a baseball cap.
It's under a hat, yeah.
But you started off your career as a hairstylist.
Yeah.
Then once you got married, part of the stipulation, of you getting married, being kind of set a rule after you got the ring, right?
What was the rule?
Didn't you have to get your insurance license?
Well, that's so funny. So my husband has been in insurance probably
almost 20
years. And has created a great lane for himself. He's very successful in insurance. So I look at him as like the insurance guru, like all things insurance, like he knows it. And before we got married, we were engaged, and he was like, "Oh, I think it'd be so good at selling insurance." I was like, absolutely not. Like, nothing about that sexy or cute, right? But then I saw like, oh, you can make a lot of money, like a lot of money. And so, I'm like, ching, ching, dollar signs. And what's more motivating than money? Yeah, I would love to say it was purpose. I would love to say
it wasn't purpose, Karli.
No,
it wasn't your purpose-driven life that led you to financial services.
No, it wasn't. I would love to say it was. I just feel the passion, purpose behind. No, I mean, really, it was yes, I can help build generational wealth for my family. And that's really what it was. It was, yes, I can help people along the way. So before we got married, I got my one of my insurance licenses.
I remember because it was 3 times a charm.
Baby. The struggle.
The struggle was real.
The struggle.
Yeah.
Because when you are not in insurance, it's a very foreign language. It's like, it's like, well, what? The who? The huh? So I had to really sit down and study. And I mean, I was a bit arrogant, when I first started, because I said, oh, walk in the park. I can easily take this test.
I can just go take the test and just...
abracadabra. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, in my mind. And then, what the thing about it is, immediately when you fail. Like, immediately. There's not even like they're going to let you know in the mail.
They'll send you an email in 3 days.
No. As soon as you walk out, like, you know.
What do they say?
They're either going to have you to continue on for your picture, and it's a printout. Like, exactly your test. Like, they just literally say,
see you next time.
Try harder.
Yeah.
And they just walk out.
So you took the test 3 times.
Multiple times, yes. For my PNC, my auto and home. Yeah. Yes.
It took you a couple tries, but you made it.
Yeah.
You did it.
Life and health was much easier. But then also, I mean, that was my strong suit when I got into insurance, was selling life insurance.
Yeah.
That was like, how do we make people's lives better? So ultimately, I've always had a desire to want people to live a better life. Yeah. And I think so, whether it was, when I was doing hair or, focus on the outer appearance of people, making them look good, turning them around in the mirror and they have this amazing haircut or color, or when they open the curtain and they get to see themselves in the mirror and this amazing outfit and they feel so good about themselves, I was able to help build that confidence, right? So everything I've always done has been centered around how to make people feel good about themselves.
Yeah, because you had a slogan that you lived by. It used to be on your voicemail.
On my voicemail.
Back in the day.
Yes. When you have voicemails and people listen to them and actually left messages. Yeah.
Looking good is not a want.
But a necessity.
Yes. And so, I mean, but when we think about people living a better life, now from hairstyling and wardrobe styling to being in financial services, now you made another transition after the pandemic, during the pandemic.
So, When I was a hairstylist, I always got to talk to people. I was the first line of defense in some ways. So I would always hear about who was getting married, who was getting divorced, who was sleeping with who was living this, who was going out. So I was always privy to conversations, right? And I always liked to talk about sex.
Hey, Vault family, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this clip, make sure to check out our full interview on our channel at Vault Empowers Talks. We don't just scratch the surface. We dive deep into the lives of some of the world's most influential leaders and change makers. Don't forget to like, to comment, and be sure to subscribe for more inspiring conversations. See you next time.